What's good, y'all? Joker back with another video, man. This is gonna be a reaction video to the Jaguar Wright interview. It's titled Jaguar's first interview since the Diddy arrest. Of course, going on Piers Morgan in response to Jay-Z. As you've seen in the thumbnail, the video's there. And I'm gonna drop the video in the description so y'all can go check it out on RealLyfe Productions channel. I want to basically start off by saying. I want to thank Jaguar for coming on to the platform just to kind of give y'all insight of what's going on. She actually was going to already be in the city before she did the Piers Morgan, so it was already planned for her to come do an interview. We was already going to, get everything done with that. So I appreciate that she was basically coming in to do that. The fact that she wasn't on Piers Morgan that Monday, and she was set to be in a couple of days after that. That's amazing for us. I think she did a great job on Piers Morgan. I think she had enough time to speak and talk. I see that Piers Morgan wanted to have a conversation about Diddy, and did he do it? And then, of course, Jaguar spent it towards Jay-Z and said what he said. Now, of course, since then, as we know, as this video is dropping and y'all are watching it, Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyers did hit up Piers Morgan. Threatened lawsuits, I guess, and he ended up cutting out that part where Jay-Z was mentioned, and therefore, he apologized. With that being said, Jaguar came in to do our interview pretty much with the intentions that, hey, I was on Piers Morgan, we have a national platform, let's get more of the truth out there. Let's get more of the truth out there. And that's what you want to do. So technically, we have part one and part two of this interview. I'm only going to speak on things in part one, which I will just, let's say, consider the first hour of this interview. Those who caught it live caught the full thing, but it is going to be broken down into part one and part two, as we understand that some people's attention spans are short, and they don't have the ability to watch a whole 2-hour Marvel movie at times. They probably could take in a good 50 to 60 minutes of content and then move on from there. So with that being said, I want to address Jags where she talked about going on Piers Morgan. She has stated that, hey, she is the brains behind her operation. She does have her boo, Beaux, or however you spell it, her boo owl, Louisiana terms, Wolfgang, who of course is kind of assisting her with getting things in order to where he actually answered the call from Piers Morgan to get on the show. To answer that call, it was smart. Jaguar normally lets us know what she's doing, so they kind of let us know that, hey, we're going to do the Piers Morgan show. I said, that's going to be a great idea. So definitely shout out Jaguar Wright. She said she is the brains behind her situation, and Odell is the brains behind the brains. So therefore, you got two brains. But they went on there. They spoke on Piers Morgan vetting her, and as Jaguar stated in the interview, she said they would have to have went through a lot of the real life content to even bring her on there to even see what she's going to say or talk about. And yes, I do believe Piers Morgan's team did go check out a lot of the Blue Couch interviews on the RealLyfe Production channel, see what was happening, see what she's about, and said, okay, this is something that let's at least bring her on, because she does have validity in the industry. She was with Jay-Z during the Song Cry interlude on MTV Unplugged back in, I believe, 2003, 2002, whenever it was. So she was around. So she's, again, being there gives you a valid purpose. But yeah, so she said that, technically they vetted her. So therefore she knew she was coming on. I asked her if Vlad TV, if she believed that Vlad TV was vetted about her. And of course she said, yeah, of course, I don't think Vlad TV is going to come on and not know who a Jaguar Wright is. As Jaguar stated, we're about to get into the Vlad stuff, but as she stated, Vlad knew who she was. She didn't know that Vlad was coming on after her, and I think it was all strategic and good TV that she said to have her on, then Vlad TV come on, and the lawyer come on, and no one respond to no one. That was good on Piers Morgan's side. That was very smart, very intentional. So, and they got the views, man. I think last I seen it, it was, I think, nearing 4 million views in a couple days. I haven't looked at it since then. I don't even know if it's still up, but that's the first thing that Jaguar was mentioning that we want to speak on, is her going on Piers Morgan. But she also spoke on her shirt. RealLyfe, of course, created the Jaguar Wright T-shirt, in which you could purchase from the RealLyfe production store. Of course, it has a pullover and also a T-shirt. Right now they're going for $65. 75 for the pullover. I know it's wintertime, so it's good to wear that. So if y'all are looking for that Jaguar t-shirt, Jaguar Wright t-shirt, cruelty free, you can go purchase it from the RealLyfe Production store on the marketplace. You can go to the RealLyfe Production channel and you can see it there. But those shirts, of course, are available now in all sizes, and the money of those shirts does go to Jaguar Wright. So therefore, if y'all ever question, hey, Jaguar Wright, did you get money for the shirts? She should be able to tell you, yes, I've gotten my check or whatever it is for the shirt. So y'all make sure y'all go support Jaguar Wright by purchasing a cruelty-free Jaguar Wright shirt. Shirt is tight though, man. We got to get some more colors on that, man. It's currently black, but we got to go a little further and go a little harder. She also mentioned the other channel, Said in the West, which is Wolfgang's channel, Odell's channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Said in the West. That's his channel, and Jaguar is going to be putting a lot of content on his channel. You know, Jaguar feels that sorry, I got a little nasally. Call it allergies, I guess. Jaguar can be seen on Said in the West. They're going to be doing exclusive content over there, as Jaguar feels that she keeps getting shadow banned, and YouTube keep trying to knock her pages down. So right now she's creating content on Set in the West, S-E-T in the West. So y'all go visit Set in the West. I believe if y'all want to support Jaguar Wright, Cash App Jags Bread, Jags Bread 2, or Cash App Set in the West. Jaguar does get these Cash Apps, and put a comment on it. Tell her who you are, and it'll go from there. But definitely want to shout out Wolfgang's channel, Said in the West, but also Wolfgang, Odell. They both had, both him and Jag responded to Vlad. He was like, "Hey, I'm a tech guy. You're a tech guy," and they said they had receipts and evidence that Vlad reached out to Jaguar a few months ago, or maybe a year or so ago, to do an interview. And I don't see that not being correct. I think Vlad does pay attention to real life street stars. I believe if he saw that Jaguar Wright is doing numbers, he is a numbers guy. I believe he may have reached out to her at one point in time to see if he could get her, just to go back and forth with her. But now he's trying to say that, hey, she's just a conspiracy theorist. Everyone's a conspiracy theorist. Everyone believes this or that, and it's your job as an interviewer to either delve into that or not. If he feels like he doesn't want to delve into anything, then yeah, I see him not wanting to have her on the channel. But like he said, if Jaguar comes on my channel and does 10 million views, pay her. Jaguar, I think she doesn't even look for like, hey, here's what I need, but she's like, pay me for my time. If you want me to come on your spot and do all this, pay me for my time. And her time costs what she wants it to cost. But for Vlad not to interview her, that makes me feel like Vlad was, he's part of the problem. He's part of the issue. Either he was there with Diddy, or he's backed by Jay-Z, or he, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Jad is on there. He's on the take. But I'm sorry, Vlad is on the take. But Jaguar said she does have receipts of him trying to reach out. Both her and Odell went back and forth on the video that he made. Just to, of course, again, it's all content at the end of the day. It's all content. Now, Jag did go to Bieber and Diddy, and I'm like, damn, what are you talking about, Jag? When you say Bieber, what are you saying happened? And I'm asking her, what does she think happened? As anything could have happened. From what she says, Bieber was, I forgot, he was crying on an interview where he said it was for Billie Eilish. She says for Billie Eilish. I don't know if it was for Billie Eilish or his girl, Hailey Bieber, or whoever it was for. But he was crying that, he doesn't want what happened in the industry to him to happen to her. And he's just tearing up. And I'm like, man, what is he holding in? So when Jack speaks on things like this, I do wonder, like, what's really going on? What is he holding in? What's being said? What's happening? And can we get some, what the play is? I don't know what the play is. But I do feel bad for Bieber. Excuse me. I do feel bad for Bieber if he is like visually teared up, crying about what may have happened to him. Man, it's almost like Michael Jackson when he was younger, just kind of going through with his parents and stuff. But again, I do feel bad for Bieber and whatever is going on. Excuse me, y'all. Damn. Excuse me, y'all. Now, She gets a call from a guy named Mad Ice. And shout out Mad Ice. I don't know who Mad Ice is, but shout out Mad Ice. She gets a call from Mad Ice, who I guess is a producer on maybe some Rihanna projects or something. He was a producer back in the day that he's been with Jag for the past 30 years. And mainly what I want to ask him was, hold on. Excuse me, y'all. Mainly what I wanted to ask him was, man, he been knowing Jaguar Wright all this time. Is she really in the industry? And y'all heard his response. His response was more so, yes. Not only is she in the industry, she is a singer in the industry. Therefore, he's at a producer level. And if he's seen the things that he's seen as a producer, he said if there's 5 levels and I'm on, the 5 being the bottom and 1 being the top, he's like, I'm on level like 4 as a producer of rooms I get to get in and things I get to see. Jaguar being a singer-songwriter, she's in level 3 or 2. So she gets to go in rooms that maybe he doesn't get to get in, because normally producers get a beat sent to them or they have to do things virtually. The singer has to be actually in there. So with that being said, yeah, as a singer, engineer, producer, as in a Puff Daddy sense, where you're actually in there producing, which I don't really call that a producer. I hate that word. I heard that term that Puff Daddy is called a producer, because to me, producer is the person who actually makes the music, not orchestrator. He's an orchestrator, if anything, as far as arrangement. He's an arranger of music. But anyway, yeah, he vouched for her, said, man, not only that, Jaguar used to be the girl that you call to, you have to get somebody beat up. That's who you call. And I remember Jag put me on the phone, and that's when I asked about the Corrupt situation. Jag put me on the phone with Corrupt. Shout out Daz and Corrupt. Shout out the Dog Pound Gang. And Corrupt was just letting me know. We were just chopping up for a little bit. And he's like, man, no, Jag was that person that when you have an issue, you call. He was like, I remember we had a little groupie situation, and females weren't trying to leave, or they weren't acting right. So we like, hey, man, let's call Jaguar. As men, you can't put your hands on females, but they call Jaguar out of feelings. She come up ready to go. So I'm like, nah, I feel that as far as if Jag's an enforcer, hey, more power to her, man, for real. But shout out Mad Ice. I want to definitely touch on Mad Ice's portion of that conversation. Now, the one thing that was kind of like, Jag, I don't know, was when she got to Curtis Jackson, when she got to 50 Cent. When she started talking about 50 Cent, 50 Cent has been a champion behind getting Diddy shut down. But she says it's not because he still feels like Diddy did wrong. She feels like it's more so that 50 wants his position. There's only 3 kings in New York, which is Jay-Z, Diddy, and 50. She said if you move Jay-Z and Diddy out the way, 50 is now the king. And I do see the competition in that. But if Jay-Z always had a right-hand man, and if, let's say, Jay-Z and 50's working together and Diddy moving out, then yes, 50 is the next in line. So for Jag to go out 50, I'm like, damn, 50 kind of is not with the stuff, but also Diddy did sleep with 50's baby mama and have her at the, quote-unquote, allegedly, had her at the freak-offs. Or she's listed as a sex worker. And that's crazy for your baby mama to be listed as a sex worker, so, that's a little wild. But with that being said, Jay-Z, I could see him bringing 50 in, but again, Jaguar to say that 50 Cent was, into buck breaking, that she has videos of him into, homosexual activities. I'm like, I don't, again, it's going a little too far. Again, I was like, Jag, I don't know. So that's the only part where I'm like, I don't know. You can say things about 50 because of the Shreveport stuff. I hear you, but I don't quite get it. But I hear you. But outside of that, she was mentioning, of course, about the Super Bowl, how 50 Cent is orchestrating the Super Bowl. He's working with Jay-Z. It's all a big orchestration, which, again, we are small-time people. We don't know the inner workings of a lot of high-end stuff. And to hear that, of course, the mayor of New Orleans is from Compton, where Kendrick Lamar is from, and that, they may be, of course, in cahoots or at least in conversation with Jay-Z. I can see a lot more going on here than just saying, hey, Lil Wayne is not going to be in the Super Bowl. I can see a lot more happening to where they're saying, hey, let's have a little more power on what's happening and let's kind of spin it away. So with Diddy not being here and 50 Cent now in play, and plus he's already in Louisiana with Shreveport, I can see something going on there, man. I ain't gonna lie, I can see something going on there. So that was that. Like Jaguar was saying, she's saying the truth is free. The truth should not cost. She can be bought. she shouldn't be able to be bought or compromised, or therefore her word isn't as bond as it is. And I agree. If your truth, someone should be able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this much money, and you can alter your truth or not speak your truth." The truth should be free, and there should be no reason why people are trying to get paid to speak the truth, especially if it's to save a life or to showcase evil. It shouldn't cost money to speak that truth, but I totally get it. As far as you gotta get paid, but not in the sense that I will pay you to come speak the truth. That should be free, without question. That should be free. I asked her like, Jag, what do you do this for? What do you have to lose? And she started speaking on her son Javanni, which definitely rest in peace, rest in love, Javanni, who of course was murdered back in I believe 2019. And with that being said, after losing Javanni, I didn't know that he tried to intern for Rock Nation or I forgot who it was for, or Bad Boy or somebody. He tried to intern for the music industry, and of course they shut him out because of who she is. She feels like he's dead because of her, and you don't want to say like, I don't think she mentioned me like, oh, someone came out, a hitman came out and killed him because of her, but because of who she is, he was blackballed to not be in the industry. Because of who she is, he could have had a different life than what he had to have been in a situation where he was murdered. So he is not here because of Jaguar Wright's name, of her situation with the industry. And I could totally agree with that as far as you have the ability, you have the gift to put yourself in a better situation, in better neighborhoods, in a better life, and someone blackballs you. Everything that happens from that, from losing your car, your house, your job, your wife, your kids, to losing these things, you could blame it on a single situation that says, because of this may happen. Now, I know that's all over the place, but I believe you can't do that without feeling bad about saying it. So definitely rest in peace, Javanni. Now, mind you, she spoke on some more stuff that I consider is going to be, that I believe is going to be in part 2. Again, part 1 was an hour. I know a lot of people have the full version of it, but part 1 will only be the hour, so I'll come back and do another video for part 2. What I want to end with is, I believe Faz asked her if Diddy is the diddler. She said, he said, who's the Joker? And I think he was trying to dig on me because I'm sitting right next to him, and he's like, who's the Joker? And ha, ha, ha. And, Jaguar straight up says, nah, it's not, Jay-Z, if that's who it is. And then I'm like, well, who's Two-Face? And she's like, damn it, that's that's Mary J. Blige. And 50 Cent is the Penguin if he that lost weight. And I'm like, it's crazy how we look at ourselves, or we look at people as characters from comic books. I could see that. I could see us saying life is so close to fiction that it's now playing out like heroes and bad guys and villains and things of that nature. You could be vilified, and therefore you look like a comic book character, because comic books are taken from reality. But either way, I'm rambling. Let's not even stay long on this, man. That was my reaction to Jaguar Wright part 1. Her newest interview, her first interview since Diddy's arrest, that's on the blue couch. People ask, why'd y'all name it that? She did interviews before. That is her first interview on the couch with us. So we're not saying her first interview ever. Of course, she was on Piers Morgan, so she's done interviews. But that's her first interview back on the couch since Diddy's arrest with us. Everything before that was virtual. But with that being said, if you haven't seen the interview, hit the link that's in the description. Hit the link that's in the comments. I'm gonna pin it, and let me know your thoughts, man. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to always go back and forth with you guys about what y'all feel about these interviews. I know y'all hate to hear me talk. I know y'all hate to hear me on those interviews rambling and grunting and all that stuff. But I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it. Whatever. I'm gonna keep doing me. Y'all seem to watch it. I mean, it's almost at 1 million views. So shout out everyone who watched that interview. Y'all share it with your family and friends. Watch it over dinner, and we'll go from there. But with that being said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell that's down there, the little bell. It will let you know every time I go live. Again, if I do any cash grabs, any giveaways, I want y'all to get the notifications first. So let's start a whole notification game, man. Notification game, turn up. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I'll let y'all on the next one, man, and we'll go from there.